Welcome back to Kettle Talk Extra. I'm joined by Rio Gomez, a left-hander out of Arizona, and this is actually a fun edition. I've got my notepad here, and I want to get it right for you. But you're not on Twitter, but there is a parody account for you.
Yes.
Questions from Rio?
There is, and my teammates at school back at Arizona created this account a couple months back. 'Cause apparently I have a tendency to ask a lot of questions, a lot of dumb questions, I guess is the way to put a lot of, unimportant questions. And so they've decided to record and write down all of the questions that I write, along with some other made-up questions that could have, I guess, possibly have said.
So I found 4 questions that we can air,
Right.
which I guess is good. You obviously got a family audience. But so this is the way it's going to work is I'm going to read the tweet for you, and then you're going to tell me if you actually did say it, and then if it's a yes or a no, because a lot of these questions are yes or no. So there's 4. All right, so you ready for the first one?
Let's see.
Okay, so June 16th. Here's the first question. Can we drive from Tucson to Omaha in 2.5 hours?
Absolutely not. That was definitely not me who said that. That was one of the made-up ones.
Well, can you drive for 2.5 hours?
No, you can't. You can probably make it to about the end of Phoenix.
All right, well, that's partially incorrect, because if you're going over 600 miles an hour, you can get there in 2.5
That's
hours.
one way to put it. You're right. Then you can make it that way.
But logically, you can't.
Right.
So. All right, the next question. Is bug spray poisonous? You said this on May 29th.
I did ask that. We were gonna. I asked to make sure before, because we were gonna play a game to see if we could spray it in each other's mouths. But we found out it was poisonous, so we did not end up spraying in each other's mouths.
Why would you want to spray it in each other's mouths?
We were playing a game we play called What Are the Odds? And so we were gonna do a What Are the Odds that you spray the bug spray in your mouth.
Okay, well, you are right. Bug spray is poisonous, but obviously to ingest. But did you know that there's actually one ingredient called DEET? Let me get this right. Diethyl M-tulamide, which actually can affect the enzymes that affect your nervous system. So good question out of you.
Yeah. I had no idea about any of that.
So just don't put too much on.
Right.
All right, so here are the last 2, and they kind of coincide with one another. So May 26th, just a couple of days earlier, how many islands are there in Hawaii?
I did not ask that. That was, somebody decided to tweet that while we were on the plane, and it was a long flight, so I was far asleep and did not know about it until about the next day after.
If you had to guess, how many islands are there on Hawaii?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with 7.
Final answer?
Final answer.
8. But very close.
I was close.
That's right, you had to look that up.
That was just a rough guess.
All right, so I'm not going to read all of them. You can look them up because I just can't pronounce them. But so then a follow-up to that. Here we go, the last one. Do you have to change American money to Hawaiian currency?
I did absolutely not ask that question, and no, you do not. I know that Hawaii's part of the States, so it's American money. And I had no idea about that. That question was even written down until one of the fans in the stands. I was walking back in from pitching an inning after I was done, and one of the fans yelled to me from the stands while I was walking in the dugout, "Did you find out did you change all your money into the Hawaiian currency?" I was like, "What?" I was just thrown off, and they're like, "You're from the Twitter." I was like, "Oh," and I had no idea, so I just played along with it, and that's how I found that out.
Do you want to give a shout out to your teammates who run the account?
Absolutely. Matt Hartman and Sawyer Giesecke are the 2. They were my roommates this past year, and they're the 2 that run that account.
Don't you feel better now that we've done this and you've cleared the air and you're able to clear your name because you're not in the Twitter sphere?
Absolutely. I'm not in the Twitter sphere, so I can't fight back. I can't, put my voice in there, so hopefully the fans don't believe it too much.
Any thought of going to Twitter?
No.
Okay.
I'm done with that. I used to have a Twitter, deleted it. A lot of distraction out of my life.
All right, there you go. So that's Rio Gomez. This was Kettle Talk Extra.